Good afternoon, everybody. I'm A. Sanford. I am sitting here, privileged to sit here with my brothers, with two of my brothers, and our father, the leaders of the Greater Impact Karate Ministry in Batesville, Mississippi. We coming together during this quarantine season. Praying for people. We're first of all, we're praying for people, and our condolences is for people that's suffering. We wanted to come and put a little bit of the light and talk a little bit about our program in more of a laid-back kind of discussion type atmosphere, and really get to meet y'all. So follow us on your social media, Greater Impact, Team Chapman, everywhere. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and let's get connected.
I gotta start that one off.
I should have introduced
It everything that we do in martial arts. It always got a life lesson behind it. I'm gonna just speak on awareness. Just that point right there, just awareness. See me, like even when I walk around, I always use the example of headphones. Like if I got some headphones on, I got one in my ear and one out. And that's just because I want to know everything that's going on around me. And it's not to be like on I'm paranoid or anything like that. It's just martial arts always taught me to have some sense of awareness, to where if I'm dealing with certain people, before I introduce myself on a personal level, I need to know everything. I trying to discern everything about them, and that's all my friends. I make sure, and with that, it keeps me around the right people. I mean, in life, you're gonna always have, a few people that, that's gonna give you a couple bumps and bruises. But if you got a sense of awareness, at the end of it, you'll somehow end up with the right people in your life. So you'll know who need to be there and who don't need to be there, because you got that sense of awareness. So just that point right there, it's a lot that martial arts teaches you, but that point, sense of awareness, that's way personal to me, So that's my thing.
Yeah. I can kind of, I'm going to try to say this without getting too deep. You know how God, if you look at the Bible and you see how God, when he approached a person where he reached out to use the person, you know how he reached out and used Paul or Saul before he was Paul, or David before, he was king.
Yeah.
He never changed much. He never really changed the person's personality, or he never really changed the attributes of the person, but he took the dirt and he enhanced it. He made it worth something.
Yeah.
He made Paul's bad attitude worth something. He made David ambition. He made all that stuff worth something. So what martial arts done for me, it took everything that I already had, taught me how to use it.
Yeah.
My anger, I wasn't just snapping out on people. My anger came out when it was supposed to come out. My strength came out when it was supposed to come out. It taught me how to, that's the definition of self-control. It taught me how to control my wants and desires, to prioritize my life, to take what I need versus what I want, to put stuff in the right places. You know what I mean? So, I don't necessarily need to punch hard with a jab. I can pop light with a jab, come hard when it's time to come. You know what I'm saying? So karate pretty much took everything that I already had and taught me the right way to use things.
Good. For me, I'm always just trying to get better. When I started at 3 or 4 years old in martial arts, and I was a little bitty dude, and so for me, it's about get better. There's always there's a start, white belt. That's the beginning, and then the black belt really represents the endless end. It's never over. So for me, just make it simple. I'm just trying to get better. If I'm learning basic techniques, we just trying to get better. I am a human being that's flawed, that's made several mistakes. But one thing about myself, and until it's over, I'm just always gonna be trying to get better, strengthen my mind, strengthen my body, strengthen my reactions, and that's really the gist of what martial arts is really all about. We're just people that's just trying to be better and get better and strengthening and working on your weak areas, and and just trying to get better. That's what it's about. I'm a student forever.
Developing your strength.
Yeah.
And that's the principle of martial arts, any martial arts. The principle is to develop. It's about development, to take from where you're at to develop you to not a different person, but a better person, the betterment of the same person, and growth. Betterment and growth, and learn how to overcome obstacles, and how to handle things in life. Because we know life is like a dojo. You have to have obstacles. You got to deal with in the dojo. So same thing in life. You got to deal with obstacles, overcome them, and become a better person. The thing that I see most is a lack of discipline. A lack of discipline, lack of self-control. My target mainly is children, because I know that they are our future, and society did a switch, and the society did a switch, and so much stuff that we was given at my time is not being given to kids now. They're not being, to me in my mind, they're not being structured to deal with the real world the way it is, and without the discipline piece. It grew up in a child, it's going to be hard for them to live a normal and functional life as far as holding a job, being able to follow directions and follow instructions, and be asked to do things you really don't want to do, and overcoming obstacles. So we take karate and we use the principle of karate to install discipline in our children and youth, and sometimes adults, and it makes them a better person. It makes them a better student. It makes them a better child in the home to their parent. It makes them a better employer on their job. So to me, the biggest thing I would say would be the point of to help instill some discipline in our community, some self-control, to raise people's self-esteem, to teach them that you have to learn how to take as well as you give. Life sometimes you don't have to pick your battles. Anytime you want to have a battle, what's the spoil in the battle? And if it's not a spoil, teach our kids to walk away. Just walk away if it's not a spoil in there. What's in it? If it's not a life-threatening, if there's no threat to you or no loved one, then why would you even fight? So we pick in life the same way. Some battles in life is not worth fighting. So we take those principles. In our main focus, it might appear that we're trying to prepare kids to fight inside dojo, but it's not. If it was, I wouldn't do it. Our main focus is to prepare kids and adults how to handle themselves and discipline themselves to deal with the real world outside the dojo. But the dojo give us a tool. They give us a tool to be able to do that, legally to do that. That'll be my main focus on is the discipline piece of it.
Just to kind of piggyback on what Pop was talking about, me being in law enforcement, I'm fortunate to see where the people in our community come from, their background, and it gives me a level of understanding of why we behave the way we behave. And from what I see is most of, and I'm talking about kids and adults, most of them just crying for help. And they not getting it. When we came up, our parents was, they was on us. And nowadays you just don't see it like how you just don't see it you just don't see people being brought up the way how we was brought up. So, and I just see just a cry for help. Most of the kids who behave in a bad way, they don't behave, so they can get in trouble. They behave in a bad way because they want somebody to give them some type of attention. And in this program, we're able to open up the doors for kids and adults, men and women, to come in and get the attention that they need, to get the focus and the guidance that they need, because they're not getting it out here, out here in the world. They're looking at social media and television today. They're thinking that that's the it factor. That's what they need to be, and they just missing out, on the key elements that can bring you not only success but generational success. And that's
Right.
what,
That's right.
yeah, that's one of the things that I see.
One thing about we can just say we can say the principle of a tree or a plant. I can take a seed and go plant a tree, and after that tree starts to grow, that tree is not in full maturity. The tree has to go, even the strength of a tree is based on the elements, it's based on the wind blowing, it's based on, so that tree is made strong based on environment. When you talk about nature has to do what it's what it's designed to do. It don't have free will.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a human being, we're not born mature. You're not born disciplined. You're not born strong. And I don't want to talk a lot about society, but I'll just talk about what our thing is. We take this as an assignment to help the people become strong, become mature, self-control. You're not born with self-control. Your baby, you got a newborn baby, that baby will slap you every time the light flickers. That baby doesn't know, I got to control myself. I can't just run. If I see I remember when I was little, I had this thing where, man, me and Dad, I used to just run in the street. Like, Pops had to watch me all the time. We'd be driving, I'd just open the door. Or I'd just be leaning on the door. Little basic things. My dad had to just always, kind of tone me down, because I had such just energy. My energy levels, if I get into a fight or something, I start crying. Not because I was hurt. My energy levels was just controllable. And so we feel like our job, and this is mandated. The Bible said, teach them, go into all the worlds, teaching them. That means training. Our responsibility is to train. Sometimes parents can't. Society, we're not fortunate enough to be born and living in a perfect world. Everybody don't got all the love that they say, because if we got all this love that we say we have, the society will be better. If we have all the morals, because we everybody got the morals and the value. If we really did have all of that, society would be better. Only thing we want to do, and we feel like this is a God-given mandate. Your responsibility is to give back what was given to you. We are people who have been poured into. My dad had a teacher. Somebody brought him up. He reached back and he brought us up. And we feel like it's our responsibility before we leave this earth to bring somebody else up. It's the cycle. That tree is gonna drop a seed. That tree ain't just gonna suck up all this oxygen and don't give nothing back to the world. That tree is gonna drop a seed and it's gonna give something back. Thank God for the apple. The apple tree gonna bless you back. It's gonna thank you for tilling the ground and making sure, and it's gonna do that by planting the seed. And that's what we feel like we know. That's what we know. Our responsibility, is.
When I wake up every morning, I look out. What I see is it's probably because I was born and raised in the church, but what I see is the signs of the time. I see revelations, wars, rumors of wars, mother against father, father against son, brother against sisters. That's what I see, and that's That's the main reason why I'm aiming towards the children, or that's the main reason why my passion for the children is, so much, because I feel like it's our duty to, as us as parents or us as the forward generations, to train up the next generation for what's the following generation got prepared for. You know what I'm saying? If we was to get deep, it's stuff that the world got prepared for our children.
Yeah.
And one day we ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
So they not gonna have mama, what do I do?
Yeah,
Man?
right. Yeah.
He's finna force me to, stuff like that. So we got to train up. It's more than just making them big, making them strong, teaching them how to punch and kick. We're basically building, because we're dealing with a lot of children. We're building and stabilizing brains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Making them strong, and we're preparing them for, man,
Yeah.
what the world got prepared for.
Yeah.
Like Lou's getting fired from a job, that just sounds like something simple. But when you get fired from the job and you don't know, you know what I'm saying? There's a mental, you got to be, we all specialize, went to school for the psychiatry stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a mental something going on in your mind. Why do rich people commit more suicide than poor people?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. There's a mental something going on in your mind that they haven't been prepared for.
Yeah.
That, we're going to prepare our children for. So that's what, when I go out and I look at TV and I see bums and I see sex and I see, they not even, like the stuff they used to blur out. You couldn't say D word on TV. Now
They got everything.
you can borderline cuss on TV. You can borderline sex now on TV. They the little children stuff have homosexual parents teaching your children how to play house. So we have to. It's a lot of stuff, like the revelations. I'm just cutting it short. The signs of the time, what the world is turning into. That's what's pushing me. And I'm just being real, because we all got passion for preaching. We're men of the cloth.
Yeah.
We're all preachers, bishop. So just by our titles tells us that how much we love people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when we see people running off the cliff,
Right.
people like us just can't sit and just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, they running off the cliff. Somebody like my daddy gonna be out there grabbing folk,
Right.
about to fall himself. I can see him.
Yeah.
Grabbing folk about to fall himself. So that's what, go ahead, man, question. I don't want to take too much time.
Me and my line of work, being in law enforcement, and to even get more personal, me even, coming up, I tell people all the time, I never got bullied, because I was always one of the biggest in the class. Either not the first, I'd be number 2. And me being the youngest out of 3 other fighters, ain't nobody, I go in class, they gonna leave me alone. So I never got bullied. But I went through a lot, I went through a lot coming up mentally because of my heart being so pure. Not even wanting to be mean to nobody, I was that guy when I was in school. I let somebody just push me. Because I'm like, man, I don't want to, I don't want to do nothing to this dude. I was that guy. So, and that, even stuff like that, that stuff can affect you mentally. You know what I'm saying? Even with, and I was going to class and doing, I was in martial arts since I was 4, so I was getting the teachings, but it still affected me mentally. It didn't affect me as much as it would if I was never in class, but it still affected me kind of mentally. So coming up, having all that stuff, it takes discipline. Like it really takes I'm talking about some deep discipline to not to be the one that be like, man, no, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying, become a bitter, angry person because of what you've done to me, or because you was the one who broke my heart, or you was the friend that became disloyal to me. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that can make a person be like cold-hearted. But I can still wake up every day and still have the same pure heart, even though somebody did something to me that kind of, affect me in the, you know what I'm saying? So me coming into law enforcement, I've been in situations where I've been called the N-word, been called a nigga, you know what I'm saying, in my face, and can't do nothing about it because of the title that I hold. I've been in situations where I was called a sellout in my face, and I'm trying to help out my community, you know what I'm saying? So all that, the behavior, to be able to behave like that, all comes from my foundation, which is martial arts. It all comes from that. And to be able to still, if that person who called me that sellout, or that person who called me the N-word, I can still be able to go to them, hey, how you doing? Hope you had a, good day. God bless you. And if you need anything, just call me. I still be able to, if I'm passing out something, I'm giving out gifts, I ain't gonna pass them up because they don't want to call me the sellout. I'm gonna go to you first. Like, here, man, I had this on my heart and I still give it to you. All that comes from straight, discipline. When it comes down to discipline, it ain't all about, most people think of it as a punishment. Like, it ain't all about a punishment. It's a building technique. When I whoop my kid, I ain't whooping them because I'm mad at them. That's love that I'm giving to them. And so that's what, discipline is to be able to continue to have love inside of you, and when you're going up against a world that that wants you dead and gone. And still, you still waking up every day with the same love. The love ain't never changed. You still waking up with that same love. So that's kind of like a little personal testimony for me, and that's why I'm so thankful for for how I was came up. Because if it had not been for discipline and self-control, man, it's been a lot of people that we got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of people. Me and Terrence had this conversation a lot of times. Like, man, y'all. People don't understand, like, man, martial arts, it saved. It not only saved me, but it saved you.
Martial arts and Jesus.
Yeah, that saved you.
Thank God. Everybody needs to thank God for Jesus. Because there's some folks that's alive, don't even know it.
Just think about all the stuff that we teaching, all the stuff that I know.
Yeah.
And for you to come do something to me, you come slap me in the face. And for me to not use everything that Pops taught me and probably break your arm or make sure you don't slap nobody else.
Yeah.
To be able to hold all that in and just say, man, all right, God bless you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. That takes some, that's some, it saves. Martial arts saves people. It not only saves the person who's taking it, but it saves people who bringing that stuff against you. Because it's a lot of people that could have got it.
To go kind of slightly different, not much different, but slightly different. Discipline, self-control, and it's coming to my mind because I'm sitting looking across at Donnell and Willie Sr., Willie Jr. These two, I have never ever seen them two quit anything. Like, never. I've never seen them two quit anything. Like, I remember when Donnell broke his leg playing football. And his leg is broke. Like, his leg is broke. But they literally had to get him off the field because he was trying to get back in the huddle with a broke leg. Like, he didn't want to quit playing the game. Like, I fractured both of my hands playing ball. I went back in the corner and taped them up real tight. And I went back in the game because I didn't want to quit. Like, I ain't never seen my dad give up on on anything. And what discipline and self-control and I learned, let me see, I've been around karate. I say dad was a black belt when I was born. But I didn't necessarily get in until I was like 8, 9 or something like that. But all my life I was around that structure. I watched a grown man make my daddy do push-ups. And I watched Pop get down there and do them. You know, that dude, you know what I'm saying? So just watching him go through that discipline and self-control, because I believe Pop know he could whoop anybody in that room. But he took himself intentionally to discipline himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't nobody control us. We control ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's self-control.
And he exactly. And he disciplined himself. And when he came up, you know what I'm saying? That was the reason why, you know, we're still here. And a lot of the other black belts that came around us with us, they're gone.
Yeah.
And we got 2 classes now, one upstairs and one downstairs.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of them will fade away. Why? Because when it came down to be disciplined,
Yeah.
we was willing to accept it. You know what I mean? And we took it, and that's why, you know, when it was, you know, when quitting was an option, it never was an option.
Right.
Y'all went to school, daddy went to school, man, daddy was in school when he was 40 something because he ain't never want to quit until he was done. Like, I can remember a time in my life personally where I wanted to give up on life. I can think, man, a whole 2-year stretch. I think the only person that probably know is Pops because he's the only one that I, you know, opened up to around that time. And I'm talking about no money, no food, sleeping outside, and got kicked out, sleeping outside in the car and stuff. And I wanted to give up on, man, everything. I felt like my children's gonna be better without me. But those classes that when I was, 9, 10, 11, 12, going through all them push-ups, getting yelled at and fussed at because I wanted to quit all my kibadachi.
Yeah.
After 10 minutes, I wanted to, when we supposed to do 30. Yeah, when I wanted to stand up out my zen.
Yeah.
Man, just that little stuff like that. Every time I was in my fighting stance, my leg, I stand up and get back down there, get back down there. That little stuff made me not give up on my life when I was 20, 25, 26. Because when it was time to be disciplined, I was willing to accept it. And discipline can go a long way. It can keep you from losing your cool.
Yeah.
It can keep you from, you know, going off on somebody. It can keep you from giving up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of reasons to give up, especially right now. It's a lot of reasons. There's gonna always be a reason to quit. There's not gonna be nothing that's perfect. There's gonna always be a reason to leave that church, or there's gonna always be a reason to leave your spouse. There's gonna always be a reason to, you know, but the discipline and self-control is gonna be the reason why you don't quit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch on a topic. I'm gonna try to hit it from a different area. Over these last years in training, you know, I have a class in Memphis. I've been noticing, I guess it's the ship of the culture. I've been noticing that a lot of people they value themselves based on external things. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about my makeup, my hair, my nails.
Yeah.
And when we came up in martial arts, it was different. My dad came up in the 80s. It was just a different time. It was a time of black love and all of that around in the 80s. You go to the store and find picks with the fist on it.
Yeah.
Back when we was coming up. And so now I've been just, with my discipline, I've been having to affirm and help my kids know that it's about you having control. You know, nobody's controlling you. You control yourself, if that makes sense. I'm noticing that people, you know, it's based on I don't want to say capitalism, but the car you drive, how much money you got in your pocket. And so what the discipline aspect of it is, or what we should be is building that esteem. We're literally building, we're tearing down exterior, and we're coupling that with building your spirit. We want to build your inner esteem, because like more than ever, people is wrestling with depression. It's people that look like they got it together, and they wrestling with depression. Depression is becoming this major. Now this is the depressed culture, pretty much. Music that's selling is depressed. It's about depression. You know, I'm noticing that spirit sweeping, especially the mind. You know, I can't speak for communities that I'm not around, so I don't want to. I can't speak for people that I'm not around. I'm around the minority community, right? And I'm noticing that a bunch of, and we trying to find solutions from outside things. And so this discipline thing, or this discipline principle or spirit that we're trying to bring, the goal of it is to build your esteem. We have all been, I know myself, I go through a lot in life. I don't trip about the things that I go through in life, because in the inside of me there's this spirit, this fight, or this esteem. It's the esteem that I have on the outside. It ain't about the car I drive, what it looks like, the job I got. There's this internal thing, we talking about the Holy Ghost, but I'm just saying, in me, that's keep fighting. And that's what we're doing as martial arts leaders and trainers, is we're being used by God to help you find your inner confidence, your inner, and I don't care what you achieve in life. You can have $1 million and feel terrible. It's not going to be a blessing to you. And what we're trying to get people to understand is God already gave you the most valuable thing that you're going to ever have in this planet. It's never going to be something outside of you. It's always going to be you, who you really are. I'm sorry, Dad.
No, I'm good. I'm good. It's going to be based on the teacher. The teacher is going to impart what's inside of him. If a teacher is a Christian believer, then his Christian believer principle is going to come out when he teach. Now, a lot of things that's being taught in different religious belief is the principles are still the same, but the worship where the problem come in at. You can have the same principles, but you worship different gods. And we believe in Jesus Christ, but a lot of principles that we picked up from the Japanese culture, we have to change any of them, because the principles obedience. God talks about obedience. Discipline. God talks about discipline. Respect. All those things are in there. Self-control. All those things are incorporated in there. But when you get to the end, at the end of the day, when you bow your head and pray, are you praying to Buddha, or are you praying to God in Jesus' name? That's the difference. The difference is it's the God that you worship and praise, not the art that you teach. And a lot of people get confused with that, because a person teach karate, at the end of the day, he bowed to Buddha. Some may bow to a different God, whatever. And I don't really knock a person about what they believe, because I'm not going to let nobody change my beliefs. If their belief is strong as mine, it's not going to do me any good. I'm going to ride Jesus all the way out. If anybody don't believe in Jesus and don't want those principles Jesus taught, and Great Impact might not be the right program. But at the end of the day, it's not about the art that's teach. It's about the God that you worship. And at the end of the day, we worship. We believe Jesus Christ, born of a Virgin Mary, and we believe that he died and rose. He died for our sins and rose on that third day as God's only begotten Son. We believe that. And we don't teach Bible in a karate class, but the principle of the Bible is going to come out of us because it's in us. You can't help that. What's in you is going to come out of you. So that's the main difference. It's not the arts, but it's the God you worship at the end of the day.
For me, I don't, like he said, like everybody been saying, this is all based off the instructor. And just like my big brother said, is what's in us gonna come out. And I don't like you said, we ain't in there having Bible study. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, teaching karate.
Yeah, we in there teaching karate, and sometimes in our classes, it so happens to be a Bible study without us even using scriptures or without us even,
It's the same
you
principles.
know what I'm saying? Because it's like we didn't have many classes where I'd just be teaching, basic martial arts, and some would just come over me to where I feel like,
We'll stop
you know what I'm
class.
saying, that specific student that I'm working with needs to hear something.
Yeah.
And so in a way, I stop the class in a way without anybody knowing it, but in a way, I stop class and boom, I'll get at that student or whatever they need, give them whatever they need to hear, that encouragement or whatever they need. And, that's just something that kind of just goes with the flow. That's the flow of things.
At the end of the day, that's the substance.
Yeah.
The punches and the kicks. Yeah, it's not what's important. It's not the important thing that's going on, especially when we conducting a class. So I can walk past you talking to one of the little ones, and I'll stop the whole class and be like, everybody need to hear this, because what you're telling little MJ or whoever you're talking to is way more important than any kick we gonna learn today. So
I want the community to kind of know is our Greater Impact Karate program is a program for all people. It's for, our doors are open for everybody,
Yeah.
regardless of your religious backgrounds and things like that. Our system starts and ends with our Father. He so happens to be, and I want to read this scripture. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. So the Spirit that dwells in us is the Holy Spirit. We're fortunate enough to we don't have any instructors that's not men or women, men of God in our system. We don't have any. But I do want the community to kind of understand that we're open for all people, and as long as you can respect the rules of our system, which is going to be pretty much respect. As long as you can respect everybody, you're welcome. Certain religious systems, and we don't want to get on other systems, they only teach respect just them. And they have no respect for other people with other opinions and other thoughts. I know some people that fall under the Christian banner, historically, that disrespected other people groups, quote unquote. I don't believe that that's the Spirit of God, and so we're fortunate enough, and I give all that credit to God, to His Spirit, and to His guidance, because we are humans just like everybody else, but we are open to everybody, and for us, the big thing is just respect. If you can respect the rules that we have in place, more importantly, and that's going to be pretty much, again, respecting each other, respect our facilities, respect everything around you, respect the parents, respect the children. Long as you can abide by those rules, we don't have a problem with you. Our karate program ain't church. We not opening the doors of the church and getting people, we just trying to give some love. The Bible says this is how we'll know that you are mine, if you love, and only thing we're trying to do is display Jesus Christ in the community. We're not trying to be Him. We're just trying to display Him and display His love and display His peace and His patience. And if we did anything well, that's what we want to do well. We want to do a good job of just displaying it. And so the students that come, we love them, we respect them. All people groups, all nations, all nationalities, you're welcome.
And we're all martial arts instructors, and Only thing that we really have to do, and we're all preachers, we're all ministers, we're all men of the cloth. But the only thing that we have to do is focus on what we're doing. That's teaching, getting better as being instructors, and making sure that our kids learn, what we're teaching.
Yeah.
But the Bible says, if I be lifted up, he'll draw.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily have to be in here preaching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Jesus is the way. He's light.
Yeah.
If I shine the light, if I shine the light in a dark room, everybody focus is gonna go to the light.
Yeah.
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 If I have a crowded room and it's black and I shine one light,
Yeah.
everybody focus.
No matter
It's
what
gonna-
no
no matter what they doing.
Yeah, no matter what they believe in, no matter where
No
they
matter-
come from.
Exactly. So
Shine
everybody
light,
focus
everybody
is
gonna
gonna go to the light. And that's what God meant by he said he'll draw. So the only thing we're doing is lifting him up. And it's not hard to lift Jesus up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
The
don't.
only thing I do is love.
Yeah.
And somebody everybody that come to our class know that we're preachers, know know what we do, outside of karate. So one thing about us when I read the Bible, one thing about somebody that needed help, they didn't sit on it.
Yeah.
No. So I can be getting in the car and somebody will stop me and knock on the window, Terrence, man, before you leave me, I was just waiting on the class to leave me. I need to talk to you about something. Okay. This is my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm finna do some work, after I just taught a whole 3 hours. Now I'm finna do some work,
Yeah.
okay? Boo. Now I can get into Bible, get into, do what I do with the Bible, whatever. But we don't necessarily have to go fishing. I don't want to do that kind of, How did Jesus go fish? He just dropped the net.
Yeah.
And got them.
Yeah. They all can. Yeah.
And they all came. He dropped the net, the fish jumped in the net.
Yeah.
He pulled him out the water like that.
And related to the other gods or other religions and things like that, some of the things we've taken out, we came out, we've been in it for a lot of years, 30 some years probably. We don't have our students bowing down to images. We don't bow to statues, we don't bow to animals, we don't tap into no animal spirits. But again, I gotta attest that to you dealing with people that got psychology degrees, and we kind of came up, and we just kind of understand a lot of things. But we don't do a lot of that. We really focus on the workout, and we focus on the respect.
Mm-hmm.
And we just keep it there. That's what makes us different. We ain't we don't. That's why we shifted. We're greater impact. We're literally just trying to impact our community. We focus on the workout, and we focus on the respect.
And everything that happens in between just happens. You know what I'm saying?
All the discipline, the self-control, the endurance, all the stuff that you're going to learn is going to come out there working.
Yeah, all that just comes with it. We don't knock nobody for what they believe in. We ain't kicking nobody out. If you can't handle what we do, then yes, this program might not be for you.
Yeah.
When what we saying is we're not finna change what we do because somebody, you know what I'm saying? But the doors is always open. I'm not gonna turn you away, but I'm not finna change how I run my program either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, all that other stuff stuff.
We're gonna pray to the Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Bless his name, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah.
And the stuff that I give to my students, I didn't when they first signed up, I didn't ask them what was their religious background or ask them what's their background. I'm just gonna dish it out to them. If I hit, I hit. If I miss, I miss.
Our class is not an isolation of anybody. It's welcome. Anybody is welcome to participate in Great Impact class, regardless of what they believe.
Yeah.
What they believe. But my point was, we're not going to change what we believe.
Yeah.
We're not changing what we believe. So anybody can, because with Great Impact martial art class is not a Bible class. It's a karate class, and what comes out of the instructor is going to benefit. They're going to reap the same benefits at the end of the day. This being America, when they leave the class, they go bow down to who they feel they need to bow down to.
Yeah.
We can't change the rights of America, but we're gonna always believe what we believe and do what we do. But anybody is welcome. Is welcome. We won't offend nobody, but we're gonna pray at the beginning of our class. We're gonna pray at the end of our class. And if a scripture come out, whether it come out, it just comes out. You know, but we're not trying to isolate nobody and say you got to believe in Jesus Christ coming to our karate class. No, it's not. That's not what karate class is. That's not what we're about. We anybody that want to come to the class is welcome.
Yeah.
Whatever they believe at the end of the day, they're welcome. You know, if they you know, we're not gonna say, we're not trying to offend nobody.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna apologize for praying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna do that either.
Yeah.
Great Impact Karate is martial arts. We believe in teaching what it really is. Martial arts means military way. And one thing about military, you teach unity and family. And by Great Impact, martial art being taught by ministers, Christian brothers. And one of the things about a Christian attributes is love. So we teach love and we teach unity and we teach how to be supportive of one another. The family structure come out by the uniformity. And any time that you go through any kind of stress in unity, it draws a closeness. In the physical part of the martial art program and the different things you have to do, the testing parts and doing things that you haven't done before. And when you do them together for a certain period of time, it brings about a unity. You learn how to support one another. And you go through things together. It's sort of like being in a community where, you're growing up in a community where there's poverty. And the families learn how to support each other and share with each other and help each other. And it draws closeness. In the martial art program, it also draws closeness because it's going to come a time where you're going to see one of your classmates struggling and you're going to encourage them. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. And when they do good, you cheer them on. And it draws that, it just builds by the unity, by spending time together, by overcoming those stressful situations together, by traveling together, by doing activities together, and doing tournaments together. Anytime, like a basketball team, any other kind of team, when you do things together as a team, it draws that family. In ministry in itself, it means serving. And anytime you're serving, when you're in a martial art program, especially the Greater Impact program, our goal is to serve the kids, serve them the things that they need. If they need discipline in Great Impact program, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get discipline. If their self-esteem is low, they're gonna have opportunity to get that raised up. If they need special attention, they're gonna get that. Because these guys are well trained because they've been well trained by spending time with me. And they started at such a young age. Karate and church, that's all they know. Because that's all they did. When their friends coming up, when their friend was out doing other activities or playing games, these guys was in karate program. They were at church karate program or school. They didn't have much time to sit around and play different kind of games. They played at night when things was over, but they've been around that kind of structure. And I'm very comfortable with these guys. My comfortability comes about, say for instance that anything in a country that's the level of its value, it comes from the test that it was put under, the test that it went through. So the Greater Impact Karate program has been tested. I've tested myself. I've sacrificed a lot of resources and a lot of years of my life to test it. This program has been tested almost all over the United States. I've taken groups to compete with schools that had a lot more resources than we had. But they were able to compete at a high level, and they still doing that. They was tested. So my comfortability with the Great Impact program is by the number of tests that they have been under, the pressure they've been under, and they passed the test real well. So the family unit come about by going to battle together, dealing with the stressful times together, and being supportive of each other, to be encouraging to each other, and spending time together, and traveling together, and going to war together, and just being there for one another. The love automatically comes. The love comes by the time you have together and going through the pressure together. People get close to each other by dealing with pressure together, and that draws them close together. And a Great Impact Karate program is going to definitely put you under pressure. It's going to be pressure. You're going to have opportunities to deal with that pressure. And if you can deal with that pressure, I heard my son say he was able to deal with what he had to deal with in life by what he learned as a child, by being put under pressure and being encouraged and forced to deal with that pressure. One of the greatest things about the martial art program is preparing people to deal with crisis. That's what the discipline part come in at. Everybody in life is going to have to face a crisis. Now, whether that crisis take you out or strain you, or you make it through that crisis, is going to determine what kind of person that you are. And what kind of person that you are is going to be, I heard my son say earlier, you're not born that way. It's got to be built. It's got to be built on the inside. You can look at a person outside, it can look the same, but on the inside, on the inside they be different. I heard my other son say he could take a slap in the face and then not even respond. Now on the outside, you would think he gonna tear somebody up, but the inside he got inner peace. He don't got anything to prove. He's able to take a moment to think about and see what the spoil in this. Is it better to respond and hurt this person just to prove I can, or is it better to just take this and let this person go about their business and show them some love another day? And when you do that, that came about by being put under pressure. And he wasn't put up on that pressure by himself. He was put up on that pressure with a group. And going through trials together, that's gonna bond that family together. It's gonna bond that family together. You notice how families come together most times at a sickness or a bereavement hour. The family come together and get close because they're close, and going through the pressure together it draws them close, and that's what draws a Great Impact family together, because we deal with pressure and we deal with it together, and it draws us close together. We support one another and we help one another. Martial art means military way. In military, you don't leave nobody behind. If a soldier falls, you gotta go back and get them. And that's what martial arts is about. You go get them because you're a family. You got that family love, and if one kid fall behind, we go back and get them. If there's a kid in our class, and their parents can't afford a uniform, a couple months go by, he gonna have a uniform somewhere. They're gonna see that he get one too. He or she get one too. I heard one of the guys say, we don't believe in leaving no kid behind. One of the boys, which one it was, and that's the family nature of it. That's the love nature of it. It's not about once you become a student. You notice how that these guys in class, you probably notice yourself. They ask them about what kind of grades you get at school. You know, if a parent can know either one of these instructors and say, my son or my daughter been acting up at home, acting up at school, the first response you're gonna get from these instructors is gonna be a frown. They're like, what? They did what? You know, you don't frown or you don't chastise a parent about a behavior outside of the dojo unless you care about their kid. Because they're not getting paid to police nobody outside the dojo. But because the love you have for that child, you're gonna be concerned about that child's whole life. And sometimes we got in trouble for that. And people told me, oh, stepping out of bounds. I'm sorry, it's just me. You know, they're just the kind of people we are. You know, we believe in the child reaping the whole benefits of a program, especially like a martial arts program. Because once you join that program, or the Great Impact program, you become a martial arts student, And you're not only a student during the time you're in that class, you're gonna be a student when you're in that classroom. Because if a report get back to either one of these guys, I ain't gotta say anything. If a report get back that this child misbehaving at school, he's gonna get disciplined for that. And if there was no love, that would happen. So it's that's one of the main things about the class that I would say the short answer would be dealing with pressure as a unit develops love.
Yeah. I started karate in '84. In '88, we as a class, as a karate class, we wrote and developed our own independent karate movie. My first time was going to the skating ring. I was with the karate class. Fishing trips, camping trips. I was the only child for a long time, and so when we moved from Mississippi to Milwaukee, we're moving from an environment that's big on family into a place, that really wasn't big on family. And so I always craved having big cousins, just people to look up to besides just my father, to kind of, mirror myself after. And so martial arts, this program, and we know it's Christian values, but for me, I've been in martial arts just as long as I've been in church. So to me, I see it all as one. 91, Pop started his church, and shortly after we started what we consider what you would call the Greater Impact program. Our church in Milwaukee was in the hood. I mean, it was dope houses across the street. It was on like 39th and Center. The real drugs being sold. Yeah. Real murders right outside. And we had relationships in that neighborhood because those guys knew who we were. Some of the dope dealers would come and they'd say, all y'all cars are straight, cause y'all here. So during that time for my brothers, it was beautiful for me to see, cause Pops brought the program to the church and he incorporated the music program. He incorporated tutoring. Yeah. And then he also incorporated martial arts. And those kids that was members of the church became more than members of the church. They became my brothers and my sisters through that program. And so years later, I got uncles because of Pops and the relationships he had with the guys that he came up with. I got uncles that's six, and I'm happy today. All over the country, I got other uncles. I got little brothers and little sisters. We have this. We sing together. We do karate together. Go to the movies together. We eat together. We had picnics together. Our karate program just became, and so for us, it's not that we're trying to. It's been a part of our lives for so long that it's just how we are. When you join our class, you become family. And we don't see it no other kind of way. If you see it different, then you got to help us understand it. And it's a for life thing.
I'm going to add one quick thing to help us build that family unit. Our program has always did things outside of karate that a family does together. It always brought a family unit. Matter of fact, I learned how to skate through the karate program. Yeah. And we haven't did anything as yet. This is a new program we have here. But our program do more than just karate. We go swimming trips, we go as a unit, we go skating, we go different trips. So we do stuff that a family do outside of karate program. We just haven't been doing karate long enough to get to that point yet, but we will get there.
Yeah, I want to say something as the head instructor because I remember coming up through the first youth club, coming up through the first
youth club, that's what it was called, youth club.
And everything that I did it with those 15 to 20 some odd, children that was in that youth club or whatever. And my trainer, when I first started competing, when I first started fighting in the cage, my trainer used to always say, iron sharpens iron. It's not because I need something hard to sharpen something hard. You ever sharpened some iron before? A sword. It's like when you sharpen the sword, it leaves a groove. And to keep that sword, to get that sword the best sharp, the best thing to do is put it in that same groove. So if I've been using Donnell for 15 years, when Donnell go missing, like right now, man, I miss Melissa, James, Jordan so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that iron that kept me sharp ain't there no more. Man, I go crazy for him sometimes thinking about it. But if I can use that iron that been with me, getting sharp with me over these years, I'm gonna start. Eventually, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm gonna start yearning for him. That's where that connection, that family connection, come in. You know, we've been going through together.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I see a lot of people. I kind of brought this up when I was in school. Why the family only show up at funerals and stuff.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You gotta do a part 2.
You gotta do the part.
Yeah. You got to. You got to.
The reason why families come together, usually just for, besides reunions, but for funerals, somebody's sick, somebody needs some help, somebody got put out the house. Now, what Dad said, if we was in the Army, you a police officer, my back to your back. You not worried about me as long as you feel me shit.
Yeah, as long as I feel you behind me.
But, pow, ow, I hit the ground. Now you worried about me.
Yeah.
Now you trying to help me. Yeah, you only come when I'm in trouble. It's that impulse that beats off me when you are in trouble. Yeah. You doing good. I mean, I don't necessarily need to come see you. I mean, it's probably, I ain't saying it's good or bad thing. I'm just saying why. When I need some help, or when somebody is hurting, when my brother or sister is hurting,
Yeah.
like I can see these kids that we teach every day. I can see them right now when they grow up. They probably be riding by each other just saying, hey, but let London be on the flat tire. Ain't nobody gonna ride by that day. Mm-hmm. I know it. Ain't nobody gonna ride by that day. They gonna pull over, boom, boom. I remember. See, I had to deal with little, kind of extreme stuff. Boyfriend to beat him up. Man, Terrence used to get on the bus.
Yeah.
That's what Dad don't. Terrence used to get on the bus and kiss the bus. And you done hit my sister. I ain't even my sister, but you done hit my sister.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, that's what the brother, all these that's going through, that unnecessary going through, I ain't gonna want to see it when it's my brother. That's unnecessary going through, like what the devil got playing for you. Yeah. No, I ain't having that when you my brother.
Yeah.
When Daddy whooping you, I'm gonna sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anything that's not Daddy related, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
So, man, I can keep going on.
See the thing about, and that go back to what that youth club is, the blessing about that youth club, and I'm like the same way, man, I miss all them that we was coming up with. Because, for example, when I was in school one time and somebody was talking about my shoes. It was on R Avenue. And it was after school, somebody was talking about my shoes. Terrence must have heard it. And he know me, like I said before, me being a nice guy, I ain't gonna say nothing about you because of my heart. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got all this stuff in my head, like, boy, I can really get on you, I'm just not gonna do it because that's just who I am. So Terrence must have heard it. And Terrence came in and took up for me. Now, you put me in that same situation, you're gonna get the same outcome with each and every last individual that was in our class. You're gonna get the same outcome, because that's just what we believed in. When we went to these tournaments out of state, we was there together. Well, nobody, because we knew we in another atmosphere where we know, like, it's just us. It's just us versus everybody around us, because we don't know the environment that we was in. We don't know the people. We don't know how they, how they move. So when we used to go to these tournaments, man, we was locked in together. Like, I got your back and you got mine, you know what I'm saying? And that goes, you get that throughout the whole, the rest of your life, because I'm still connected to them guys. Them guys need me, and the only thing they gotta do is hit me up. And and it started from that youth club. If I'm going through something, I'm gonna call on the person who I went through, like who got it out the mud with me. You know what I'm saying? Who they know. Like I'm gonna hit up James because we've been in martial arts, you know what I'm saying, since we was kids. And so we went through that same pressure together. Like all the pressure that we dealt with it together. So if I'm having problems,
You can understand how you look.
yeah, cause we done been through it. He know how my mind operates. He know how I think. So if I'm going through something personal and I call him, he got the perfect advice for me because he know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? If I call on you, I call on my brother. They know how my mind operates, so they gonna have the best, you know what I'm saying, advice that I need, rather than somebody who I don't, you know what I'm saying, who ain't been, you know what I'm saying, through what I've been through.
They're gonna give you what they think.
They gonna get, yeah, so it ain't gonna be, it's gonna, cause we was like we was talking about earlier, we all was one.
Yeah.
It's the same, although it's many individuals,
Yeah.
by us bringing that unity together, that family together, now these individuals is now moving as one. So now it's one machine moving. So if one part of the machine not working, they know how to fix it because I know what you're going through. I understand, I know how you operate, I know your way of thinking, I know why you do the things that you do, I know why you move the way you move. And so I can give you the perfect advice which is going to help me. And that's the ministry. Like I'm the lifelong lessons that you know what I'm saying, I'm getting help with. That's gonna be that's the ministry of it. If I'm going through some type of depression, you know what I'm saying, and I call on one of my family members to help me out by them giving me the best advice, or them giving me, you know what I'm saying, what I need to hear. Not what I want to hear, but what I need to hear. And me waking up the next morning and I'm operating what they blessed me with.
Yeah.
That's the ministry of it. And that's why it's the, man, that's all I want out of my students, is to be able to not just be a unit in class.
Yeah.
My most focus is how are you unit when we ain't there.